Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very special Thursday night. I do apologise about the delay. So we had quite a few technical issues tonight for whatever reason. Unfortunately, Bob couldn't get on, so we managed to sort it out. It is hard work trying to explain to someone what to do when you're over the phone. But the links won't work then. The things won't. But anyway, we're all good now. We're all good to give you this little insight into obviously our little show, The Ancient Ramin, which obviously will be premiered during this live we're going to do. So I'm going to bring Bob in. Hi, where is he? Bob? I will bring Bob in when he gets back. He must have just nipped off. But I hope we're all okay. How are we all doing, everyone? Get your comments in and your thoughts and everything. And then we'll get started. Here he is. He's back. Oh, dear. So, yeah, again, those just joined, apologies for the late start. I do apologise. But this, after you've watched it live on here, the video will be uploaded as well onto our Facebook and YouTube page. So it's all good, all exciting. And a big thank you who joined in and all your likes, comments and everything. It was amazing. It was an absolute fantastic night. Bob is now ready. Bob,
I'm here.
We got there in the end.
Let's go get a coffee.
We got there. It's all right, don't worry.
Mrs. asleep.
It's all right. You're all good. So, I will say, just before we do get started, I have got sunburn on my head today. It's been a beautiful day. Spent building a shed, of all things. But obviously, of course, that's not what you're here to hear about. You're here to watch the Ancient Ramin episode. So just before we do premiere this episode, we thought we'd have a little Q&A. Unfortunately, Jade can't be here this evening. She's working. So you are stuck with me and Bob.
I'm here.
So obviously, you watched the show at the Ancient Ramin live. What were your thoughts when you watched it live and some of the stuff you have seen about the Ramin?
I thought it was quite good. I thought, like I said, I just said more cameras. I would say more sort of like get the third eye or something like that. It would have it'd have been okay. But like I say, I think you covered quite a bit, as much as you could. Whatever activity was at that time, you caught what you could. Obviously, there weren't a lot of apparitions or anything like that, but you did catch a few things.
Yeah. As you will see. So it isn't as long as the episode from Marlow Lodge. Like I mentioned, we got loads of footage from Marlow Lodge. Marlow Lodge is a full 30-minute episode, as this is about 15 minutes roughly. As I did mention, we had technical issues. We had, obviously, we had the live as well. So there was a lot going on. Probably, I think we took on a bit too much. So we didn't get a lot of, obviously, the footage we would have liked. So we will be returning to the Ancient Ramin later in the year, so we can do another recording of part 2. And like I said, to find out what does go down at the Ramin, because that's what I really want to do. And obviously, Bob Graham will be joining us on that one. And Denise will be joining us as well. Good evening, Chantel from South Africa. Good evening. Hey, it's not bad. We're international now on Facebook. So does anyone have any questions for us before we do obviously show you the video tonight? In 5 minutes, everybody, at 1:45, we will get this video on and you can watch it and give your thoughts. You can put them comments in as we are watching live. And your thoughts. Like I say, it was an interesting night. Like you said, I didn't get as much activity as I hoped. Obviously, this video is showing you the best bits. So obviously, there's a lot of activity going through this. This is your thought, as we mentioned. I know, Bob, your favourite bit of the Ramin from what you've seen online and the videos is the barn area.
Yes, I think there's a lot of activity. I mean, you watch some of the videos on there. They're always sort of like talking about the barn area. Because they do catch you quite a bit, like I say. But as I said, it's what comes out of that night. Sometimes it will be there, sometimes it won't. But they caught quite a bit.
Yeah, I think
the attic was good as well.
Yeah, quite a lot to go in there.
Yeah, he said they caught a bit of an apparition up there on the, but you can't go up there, obviously. But when they did go up there, obviously they caught somebody filmed it, and you could see a shadow going past. It was quite cool. Yeah, quite cool.
That's one place I wanted to go because I think that used to be Caroline, John Humphrey's daughter's bedroom, and she had a lot of weird stuff going in there. But you can see from the bishop's room when you walk towards the window. Look, if you look up, you can see the attic because it is open. It's freaky. I put my head up there once, and I thought I'm not doing that again because I know something will jump out. It was very easy. Don't forget, everyone, we are sponsored by Paranormal Technology, Paratech. Of course, we always give them a shout out, Mark. You're not just buying equipment, you're buying experience. So please do check them out, everybody. And that is where we do get all our equipment from. So do take a look, and you will see some of that used in this. So we have a couple of comments. Looking forward to it. Heard a bit about the Ramin. Interested to see what you got. Yeah. like I said, Bob wasn't unfortunately couldn't join us, but he did watch the lives we did, as many of you did. But I will say the place is cool. It looks, when you get there, it's like in a built-up area, so there's houses around and stuff. And as soon as you get onto that road, you see it, and it's like, wow. It does have this aura about it and this charisma about it. It's pretty cool. Like you said, we are due for a return later on in the years. Hey, Carrie, good evening. Yeah, it's okay. We were running late too as well because we had a few technical hitches.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to explain to Bob how to get on without being with Bob over the phone. It was interesting. Jordan is on. Good evening, Jordan. Hope you're all right. So a couple more minutes, everybody. 2 more minutes, and we will share this episode with you, and then we'll do a bit of a talk about it afterwards. Your thoughts and from what you saw, like I say, it's about 15 minutes roughly. It's not as long as I'd hoped, but the Marlow Lodge, which does get released next Wednesday at 7:30, is half an hour full run, full episode. And obviously we've all seen it now. Bob watched it yesterday, the Marlow Lodge episode, and I'm really happy how it's turned out, to be honest.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you, Bob. So guys, don't forget as well, the podcast was released today. We are on Google Podcasts and Apple and Podbean. So Paranormal Living Podcast, get us on there, have a listen. I did review the Marlow Lodge on that one and give out some news as well, so you can check it out. Bob, I'll throw this question to you first. What instruments do you use? What do you prefer with the best results? So, out of all the equipment we've got, a lot of it, what's your favourite bits?
I'd say camera, stuff like that. I mean, cameras. Them cat balls was good.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've never ever used them before, but yeah, they were cool. They got some sort of activity going there. You know what I mean? Obviously a torch so you can see where you're going. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, anything really. I think that obviously is going to get you a result. But yeah. I think camera's the best one because cameras don't lie. You know what I mean? Definitely. I would go camera every time. Yeah, that's me. Definitely.
Yeah. Out of what we've got, I will give a different answer to you. I do agree with cameras. I really like obviously the cat balls. I think they're great. New piece of equipment. And the music box. Unfortunately, it didn't go off at Marlow Lodge, but it does go off in this episode at the Ancient Ramin. And sensory objects, so motion sensors where you have to walk past or something has to go near it to make it go off. That's another piece of equipment. I do like things like that. I really love the SLS and the Vortex in a wind-free environment. Absolutely. Yeah, this, like you said, our collection, we started off with nothing, and now it's slowly building thanks to Mark. As we did mention at Paranormal Technology, we're building this up slowly. So we're still getting used to quite a bit of technology and some of the new things. But yeah, so far what we've used. And we did get a new piece of equipment for those who may not have seen the other day, which is a radar pod, which is another... Excuse about the sound. It's a new piece of equipment we did receive from Mark. And this is, again, goes off. So if you can't get in a room in a hotel or wherever you're investigating, if the room's closed off, you put this near the door, it will tell you if anything just the door, which I really like. So guys, are we ready for the mini episode of the Ancient Ramin? And like you said, we will come back after this and we'll have a chat about it and get your comments in as you do watch it, what your thoughts were, and could always re-jog your memory if you did see it live. So here it is. Without further ado, everyone, this is the Ancient Ramin.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 1 of Paranormal Living TV. Today here we are at the most haunted location in the United Kingdom. It is the Ancient Ramin. So here we are in the front room of the Ramin. The sofa there in front of me is the bed of John Humphreys. I'm not sure if that's the exact sofa he slept on, but of course this was the room he did used to sleep in and spend all his time here. And there is the mummified cat, which is about 400 years old. John did find this in the walls of the Ramin, and of course it was used to warn off evil spirits and seen as a good omen. And there we have some of John's jackets, which are still hung up, which are very cool. And obviously we made sure we didn't touch them. So moving forward, there's a couple of little trigger objects and bits put around the front room, and this table you will see now was quite active the day before we got there. Caroline, John's daughter, she did send us a video, and that rocking chair, as you can see there with the cover on, did start to move on its own, and you will see some of that footage a bit later on in the show. So moving forward now, this is a grave where the apparent children's bones were found, and there's been quite a lot of activity around that area. Very cool room, but very, very cold. The complete energy change as you walked into this room. It felt very, very different, but I'd say quite a cool room, but no negative vibes we were feeling so far. And of course the famous bit of the Ramin, which is a barn area, which has been quite active over the years. And of course some of John's belongings are at the back there in the barn area. Moving on to the stairs, there's quite a few pictures online of the staircase with things appearing and apparitions being seen, spirit around the stairs. And of course you can see the sign there which does say enter at your own risk. So I did have a bit of a laugh about that because it did make us a hell of a lot more nervous, I will say. So getting to the top of the stairs, I will say the top floor of the Ramin, the energy does change, the atmosphere changes. It's a lot more intense. So this room is the witch's room where we did one of the live vigils on Facebook. And there is a massive Ouija board, which of course us at Paranormal Living, it's not our thing, not our cup of tea, but it was there to be used if we did want to. But I will say one thing about this room, straight away you got that vibe. There was someone in there, someone with us. It was very intense, a bit overwhelming in parts as well. Definitely a place we will investigate later on. So moving now across the walkway into the Bishop's room, which is of course the most famous room out of the whole of the ancient Ramin. And they do say it is the most haunted room as well in the building. So we're knocking on the door as John used to do. Of course the door was already open when we arrived, but we still did the knock out of respect. Because as we mentioned, that is what John used to do. So this room is freaky. There's a weird feeling of the place. I don't know if it's just because we know the story, and then of course it is reportedly the most haunted room in the building. And of course there's been reports of demonic things going on in this room. People seen in the windows, knocking, and everything you can imagine goes on in this room. So it was definitely a freaky vibe. And of course you can see the beds, which you are told not to sit on by a lot of paranormal investigators. So Jade being Jade decided to sit on them. So it is now time to start the investigation. So let's get into it. So we have the music box on top of the cradle, which is set up properly today. And on the bed, I'm glad everyone can hear, we do have the flashing light, the trigger light. This is the only room I've been in where I feel weird. When we did the walk around this evening, before we start going live, it felt weird.
Again, if there is anybody with us in this room this evening, make yourself known, come near to us. We're not here to humiliate you, embarrass you. We're here with respect, love and light. Make one of those objects go off. Make the light come on. Make the music box play.
There is a child's crib over there. We thought you'd like some music. If you could make that go off for us, that'd be absolutely amazing.
Can you make a knock? A tap? Do you know when we first come in?
Yeah.
That bed was definitely like flat made, wasn't it? Really
Yeah.
neat. And I know you've only put the light on there, but it looks like someone's been sat on it.
It does actually.
I
Yeah.
know we haven't yet. I mean, that's not one that I want to sit on, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a fair point. It does look like there's been someone sat on the edge
Yeah,
of
it's,
it.
it's proper crumpled up, isn't it?
I feel really weird sat over here. I feel
Yeah.
like my body's pulsating. You know, someone's, you know, like it's like really rickety the floor. You know, when
Yeah,
it just feels like that. It just feels really weird. We have a few objects set up for you. If you could make one of them go off, all you have to do is just walk past it. You can make the music box go off for us. That would be absolutely amazing. Or the light on the bed. If you have been sat on the bed, could you make that light go off for us again, please? It's gone really cold in here now. Like it's like temperature drop next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're by a window, though, is there a draft going through the window?
No, it's knees. Why my knees?
That's the only part of my body that's cold. My legs, which is what I got downstairs.
What's up here?
Someone touched me bottom. Oh God, don't jump like that. I'm not on this rickety old bed. Oh God, I'm up for a promise tonight then.
Really? Something touched your
That's
bottom?
what that's what he just went like that down my bum. Down the back of my bum. Down the back of my bum. Down the top of my bum. If that was you, could you do something else, please? Make the light come on. Oh, that was weird. Can you copy this?
That's the music box, Emily. It's on top of the crib. Just a sensor. So if anything walks past it, it will go off.
It's very creepy.
This ain't looks like eyes, you know, because of the
Because of the
light, yeah. Could it be possible to make one of the lights go off, please? Ben's put spooky. I can see eyes on a picture frame. What's that? Over that one over there. Sure. If you do hear a click now and again, it is the heater in the hallway.
Did anybody else hear that?
What's that?
That's something shuffling.
Carl's put, there's an old lady in her late 70s wearing a black hooded cloak, long grey, messy hair. Whereabouts do you see her, Carl?
She's the witch. Because this is the witch's room.
Yeah.
It must have been where she stayed before she was killed.
I've got ice cold on my right hand side. I mean, ice cold, like a bath. You know, like an ice bath.
Nice bath, yeah.
Right on my back. So where I am on this side of me is ice. I mean, ice cold. My back is freezing. Again, see, it's weird. So as soon as I feel okay, I'm still cold, but then I get whooshes. So all you know what I said to you about now, the way I'm working at the minute with spirit is the back of my head and feeling spirit at the back of the head. I can feel it like here. Just it's like someone's gone at the back of my head. Weird. So it's actually night vision cameras and it'd be pitch black.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. The music box has gone off.
Thank you very much.
So this is a footage I did say I'd share with you all. As you can see, the chair moves by itself. Caroline did send us this. So as we got there, we were doing a little walk round, as you saw at the beginning. And I was drawn to that table. There's something about it. I don't know what it was, but I just felt really drawn. And then after we finished the walk around, I managed to see the message from Caroline. And this is what she sent me, the footage of the chair moving by itself. Absolutely amazing. Well, welcome back, everybody. So here we are in the Bishop's room. As we mentioned, reportedly the most haunted building here. Most haunted room, sorry. If you are around that other... There's a big temperature drop by my knee. Okay. That is you people can see on the other bed. Could you make that little ball flash for us, please?
Apparently, it's not advised to sit on this bed. Come and show me why.
We know when we spoke to Denise earlier, the balls were flashing. Could you make that possible again for us, please? So this is what happened on the break when we did speak to Denise. We took her round the ramming, just a bit of a walkthrough, and she was drawn to the wardrobe in the bishop's room. And also an amazing thing, what did happen, as you can see here, the balls kept flashing. So every time I'd ask Denise a question, or just the tone of my voice would make the balls go off. And I do believe that was my granddad, because we were very apprehensive going into this room about protection.
Yeah, I feel weird. I feel, like when you walk into a cobweb, that's what it feels like. Around my ears, both ears and my nose. Feels like cobwebs. You know that sensation?
So,
You know this place I find as well. It's like two different places. Like upstairs, the energy is so different
so
than
different
downstairs.
downstairs. Yeah.
It's very weird. Yeah, it's crazy.
So that is the end of our episode of the Ancient Ramin. That is the best bits. Unfortunately, that's all we had, because we had a lot of technical issues. One of the SD cards for some reason didn't work properly, and the cameras were dying, stopped working. Even when we was outside the building filming the intro, we had a lot of technical issues and something draining the batteries. So I do hope you've enjoyed this mini episode about the Ancient Ramin. Will we go back? Absolutely. That is in the plan, especially with the team now being a foursome. We are definitely on for a return to the Ramin to see if we can get anything else. I am sure there is more to be found out about that place. Thank you for watching, everybody. Love and light. Adios.
Realised I muted us. Welcome back, everybody. There's a tiny bit there. It went on a bit too long. I meant to edit that bit, but I did forget. So, guys, we do have a few comments. One of them was, of course, about the bishop's room, which was freaky. I didn't like that room. It weirded me out. That's just on the walk around. Definitely something about the room. Mark is on. Good evening, Mark. Hope you're all right, buddy. So, Bob, that was the best bits. Like you say, we had a lot of technical issues that night. We had... it was just an odd night. Nothing sort of went to plan as such. Obviously, we did get a bit of activity. That was basically the basis of what did happen over a 7 hour time we were there or something. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts? And everyone else, get your comments in, and we'll talk about them.
Well, I reckon places like that, they drain your batteries anyway and stuff like that. So obviously, a lot of people have like backups and stuff like that. But obviously, apart from that, I didn't see a problem. That bit with the chair rotating itself. Where was that? What was that bit?
So as we got there,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, well, this is what's weird. So we were walking around, and walking around. I got a notification on WhatsApp from Caroline. So I thought, well, we'll keep filming. And I was drawn to that table. There was just something about that table, and I wish we would have done more in that front room. And like you say, you can go back, everyone, and watch the lives over again, which are, of course, on YouTube and Facebook. But there's just something about the table. I don't know what it was, dreaming. And then we carried on. And then once we sat down after we'd done that bit of filming before we was due to go live on Facebook, we watched video back, and that's when the chair was moving by itself. So there is a guy sat at the table. I did obviously block him out because we don't have his permission to show his face.
Yeah.
He's repairing one of the chairs. So he's just doing some bits of repairs. And obviously Caroline, he's sat in the settee in front with the dog. And then as that happens, the dog gets up and obviously gets a bit weirded out by it.
Wow.
But I honestly think that might be John, obviously letting her know that it's okay.
Yeah, it probably is, yeah. Just give you a spring.
Yeah, but then we watched that and thought, oh, what we're in for. And obviously, we didn't get as much as I'd like. But that's why I say, when we go back later in the year, I think as a foursome, a lot better. And I think
got more bodies then.
Yeah, I think that place is a lot bigger than what you think as well.
Of course it is.
And there's more to be found out. I definitely believe that.
Oh, there's a lot more. I think it's a bit eerie in there anyway. You know what I mean? Well, I've watched on there anyway. I think it looks really quite cool.
Yeah, I think
you discover a lot.
Yeah, I'm just sending these pictures from the ramming because I meant to upload them and I did forget. So I just want to upload these. So on one of the pictures, I did zoom in on the bed just because it looked like a face, but you couldn't really tell on the live. We have a comment in here. Yeah, the bishop's room and the kids' room are enough for me. I'm a big Gills Panthers. I heard a lot of EVPs, but mostly behind your voices. So I can't make out whispers or female voice. Yeah, quite a few people said that they was picking up on voices and things. Because I know on one of the comments when someone said about they could see a lady in a black cloak, which is when I was getting someone's breathing on me or blowing air or something from to here to around the back. And I did speak to my mum the day after, and she was telling me exactly what she saw, and it was the same kind of thing, which was quite amazing.
Really?
Yeah. What did you? Because I remember you watching that live, Bob, and you said
Yeah.
you saw a few bits.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I thought it. I mean, I was looking at it and I thought, I feel sorry for him in that because that looks really eerie place. You know what I mean? Because you got friends a lot to cover in that place, and
Yeah.
like I say, it's not easy. But seriously, you done really well with what you did, and what you got was quite good as well. I'm quite impressed. First, you're out there doing it. You know what I mean? It's your first time. I think you accomplished quite a bit there. But like I say, 4 bodies down, 2 downstairs, 2 up. You're going to get a lot more, I would have thought. It's just that if you had another, like, third eye downstairs, I think you're going to call. You know what I'm saying? Brilliant.
Yeah, like you say, it is a learning curve for us. That was the first time we've done a proper investigation. And, as we always say, it's going to get better and better every week. Every week's going to get better. It's just, like you say, a learning process. And now we have more cameras, and obviously we're getting the equipment from Mark. We're getting more stuff coming in for us. It's going to make it better and better. Sorry, everyone. This is taking a while to upload. We have a comment here. What was the energy like outside on the land? As I say, when we got there, it's very charismatic. The building, honestly, you get there and you're like, wow, this is cool. It looks amazing. And you can see how high the road has got because this is why it was a bit of a man fart as well. Because as you're going round, and once you get upstairs into the bishop's room, obviously you're upstairs in the house. But as soon as you open that curtain, you can see street level. It's proper weird. It's a mind.
Wow.
But there was something there because some of the things we were using to do the intro and film the bits of introduction would not work, and they were fully charged. They've been charged all day. We even made sure things were charged when we got into the hotel before we left. Just a lot of things like that happened. Which is like, I'm interested to go back to see, obviously, what we all feel.
Yeah, I think take another visit because you might cover, you might cover a lot more as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I did say, you could go another time. You could go the day after, and we could get loads of activity.
Exactly.
Genuinely don't know what kind of some of the stuff what goes down there. Okay, here are the pictures. So this was taken, and now I finally got it uploaded. This was sent to us. So as you can see, Jade's on the bed, and then it does look like there's 2 figures stood behind the bed, which is creepy, man. This is in the bishop's room. This is towards the end of the night.
Just other paranormal investigators who went and done this. Yeah.
So it was Denise, a medium with us. She sent me the screenshot.
Wow, look at it.
She sent me a WhatsApp message. Yeah, it was just weird, that room. And which is why I think when I said I was feeling the cobwebs, being cold a lot, it was the protection being up.
Could be somebody trying to touch you.
Sorry. Yeah, it was weird. Just weird. And then we did get sent this one as well. If you can see on the bed, it's not the clearest of pictures, but this was in the witch's room. And depending which way you look at it, it does look like there's a bit of something on that pillar. Maybe a bit of a face or something. Can you see?
I'm trying to make it out. Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. Just give me a sec. Sorry, everyone. Someone's having second wind before bed. So yeah, there was a couple of things what happened, and like you said, as you did see in the video about me talking to Denise and the balls were flashing, which happened. But it was every time I spoke, and like you say, I was a bit concerned about protection at that point, which is why I think we felt the cobwebs, especially me. I think that I was properly well shut down, so nothing was at all coming in and touching. Carrie's put, you learn more and more every time. Learning never stops. Absolutely. Like you say, because we're sort of new to this, as within, you know, that kind of thing, of especially filming. Like you say, every episode will get better. And Marlow Lodge is 10 times better than that episode. And it was 10 times more active as well than the Ancient Ramming. But yeah, Mark, it was pretty amazing. So that was our little episode, of course, all about the ramming. Let's say short but sweet, but that was the best bits throughout the course of the evening. Bob, is there anything you'd like to add before we do sign off this evening?
Well, I thought I'd see something. He's in the bedroom on that second shot. I think. What's that room? The guy's room. I can't remember what his name is. What's his room? The one you have to knock on the door in.
Oh, John Humphries.
Yeah. Sure, I see some like image in the wall there. I don't know. I could have imagined it, but I looked at it. It looked like it was forming, and then it disappeared again. So it's worth checking that out, because I'm not saying it was. It just to me it looked like it was. It looked like a face with hair around it. He was coming out, and then he sort of like disappeared. It was by the what was it? It was by the lamp.
I'll have to have a look at that. Like you say, there's someone else was mentioned here as well, Chantal. I took a screenshot of the chair moving footage, increased the exposure, made out 2 human-shaped shadow figures. Saw the footage down, and you see one on the rocking chair.
Wow.
His arm and moving. Right, Chantal, can you send them to the Facebook page for me? Send us a message on Facebook and just send them across so we can have a look, please. I'll take a look at that. Yeah, like you say, because I think with the ramming, there is so much information out there that, you know, people have had a lot of experience. John Humphries obviously used to tell the stories, about being dragged out of bed. Sometimes you just go in there thinking all hell's going to break loose when it not necessarily does. And are they used to people going in, shouting, going, if you want us out of here, you get us out of this house, as we weren't. We was going in and just see what we could get. Obviously everyone works different.
Daddy, I want to hug you.
1 minute, love. We're nearly finished now. It's always good to say what you see and hear. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Like you say, I'm still there, getting used to that. Even with in the spiritualist churches and things, with messages to stop doubting myself and just say it. Just say what you get. Say what you see. Say what you see. Cheers, Chantal. So, Bob, there's my daughter. I will say thank you very much for joining us. As we mentioned, Jade couldn't be with us this evening, but I do hope you enjoyed it. The episode is now on YouTube. It is on Facebook as well, so if you do want to take a look at it back. And don't forget, we will be live next Tuesday for Paranormal Tuesday at 7:30 with me, Bob, and Jade. Hopefully Graham will make an appearance as well. And then Wednesday night at 7:30, we'll be live again with the episode of Marlow Lodge.
Don't miss it.
No, because it was an amazing night, and yeah, I can't wait for you to see all that footage. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Bob, again for coming on with me and helping me out.
Anytime, boy.
Yeah, and thank you, everyone. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. All the best.
Be safe.
And we'll
Take
see
care.